Whoa, this one's grizzly. Oh, and it's a goat, the worst farm animal you can have in your house. So today I'm gonna be exploring some of the internet's weirdest farms. I've got my co-host Lil Barn Cat with me here. Say hi to everybody, Lil. She doesn't really like to be bothered. I've got a whole bunch of video clips loaded up because today we're gonna be touring some of the internet's weirdest farms. And I mean weird farms different than my farm, which I know is a weird farm too.
$1,000 worth of our wheat went bad.
Nice pratfall.
Because water leaked it.
Oh wow, it's just a little bit of water ruined all of that grain. I wonder if he put his grain bin into some rice, if that would fix the problem. I've actually had a small scale version of this happen on our farm where I use these metal garbage cans to hold all of the bird feed. And sometimes like a little bit of moisture gets trapped in there and it will ruin all of the bird feed. And so yes, I could see how you could easily burn $1,000 ruining a grain bin like that. Whoa. I never realized just how visually satisfying harvesting radishes could be, but wow, watching this machine work is pretty remarkable. And I think there's something about the radishes themselves because they're these perfect red spheres that get sucked up out of the ground, banded together, thrown on a conveyor belt, going all the way through some like gigantic agricultural Rube Goldberg machine. It's super impressive. I mean, there is definitely going to be a future where farming automation makes a big difference. And by the way, if you guys are seeing this and impressed by those radishes are arguably one of the easiest and definitely fastest foods you can grow. Like if you want to feel like a gardening superstar, just throw some radish seeds in a pot and water them and take care of them, and in like 30 days you'll be able to pull out radishes that look kind of like the radishes you see in this video, and you can eat them. So that's kind of cool.
Here's a recap of what we grew in our vertical farm.
Wow, that is super impressive. You know, when you don't have a lot of space, vertical farming is always the way to go. And to see just how much food these guys are producing with just a bunch of pots and some hydroponic systems here, that's super impressive. Wow, look at that. You know, I actually got my start farming growing in a not too dissimilar way where I was growing tomatoes on the rooftop of my apartment in Brooklyn. And so it wasn't quite at this scale, but sometimes it just takes those little experiments like that to scratch that agricultural itch. And then ultimately, if you nurture that seed bigger like these guys do or bigger like we do at our farm now, it will grow into something much bigger. And sometimes it just starts with throwing some seeds in a pot and hoping that you're gonna get a little bit of food out of it.
We also grew purple beans and fennel, which produce humongous root structures.
Fennel is like one of the most underrated vegetables you can possibly eat. I love it. Like throw a little bit of fennel with some olive oil and some like sausage, and that's a beautiful meal that you have right there. Yeah, my animals react to their names too. I think, you know, like Abby Dog definitely knows the difference between Toby Dog or Abby Dog when I call them out. The barn cats all know their names. Like if I just said, "Hey, little barn cat." Yep, see, she did it. Like they all know their names. And so, yeah, Baron Von Goat, that's a legendary name right there. Wow, nothing like having a steer in black named Johnny Cash.
Poor sheep has had an absolute nightmare, bless her. As you can see, she's probably tried to walk across the pond. It's very dirty, very sloppy.
Oh no, did his sheep get caught in quicksand or mud? I don't know. It's so funny, like when you're a kid, you always picture quicksand being everywhere and being one of those ever-present dangers, and don't think I've ever encountered quicksand before, or quick mud. And this poor guy is having to pull his sheep out of that. Good for him. You know, it's funny how passive the sheep is. Like I've found sheep that have been caught in fences before and I've had to like pull them out by hand. And when I've done that, like they seemed like completely unfazed. And so the fact that this sheep is just sort of like laying there doesn't shock me. Sheep are objectively the dumbest mammal livestock you can have on your farm. Love that little butt pap at the end. There's nothing like calling your dog when you just get home. Heck, I'm excited to call my dogs first thing in the morning when I get out there to do chores. I can't even imagine like the times like when I go away for a week. It's like crazy to see them. Is she gonna jump the gate? Is she gonna jump the gate? Is she gonna jump the gate? Oh, she's gonna jump the gate. She's gonna jump the gate. Oh, no, she's gonna slip through the gate. She like phased through it. That was kind of impressive. Maybe not as impressive as jumping the gate, but still impressive.
We found an infinite money glitch on our farm.
Infinite money glitch? I could use one of those.
We just bale up the straw that falls off our bales in the shed. Then we sell the rebaled ones and bale what falls off of those.
You know, when I go to my local feed store, they always have straw like everywhere in the warehouse shipping container thing that they keep all the straw in. So I could totally see this infinite farm glitch work. You know, sometimes people think that farming is a lot like Stardew Valley or Farming Simulator. And yeah, apparently these people have found a glitch and they're exploiting it, and it'll just be a disappointment next time there's an update of the software and they include a patch to fix that glitch. Uh-oh. I think this person's gonna get surprised by a farm animal in the house. Here comes a farm animal in the house. Oh, and it's a goat. Oh, the worst farm animal you can have in your house. Oh. Yeah, my wife and I, we have a very strict policy of no farm animals inside the house other than in our mudroom. Like, the animals are not allowed to cross the threshold unless their name is Lil Barn Cat. Lil Barn Cat. See, she still knows her name. Wow. You're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars of machinery to do this. But I gotta admit, I'm super impressed with like the precision that these guys are able to work with this stuff. But that is not the type of farming I think I ever want to do. It's beautiful though to watch it in action. Aw, piglets. The one piglet who's not as aware. Is she okay? Uh-oh. Are we worried about this piglet? Oh, wake up, sleepyhead, wake up. Oh no, oh, when she like overslept and she had that vibe of like when you wake up and you like forgot to set your alarm or you slept through the alarm because you hit the snooze, like that chaotic frenzy. She had that as she was getting up. It was just like, nothing like a Great Pyrenees and a donkey as roommates in a barn. But I will say there is definitely a serotonin blast that happens when you see your farm dog first thing in the morning. I feel it every time I get out to the gate.
Stop. That hurts. Moira, that hurts.
Moira's a great name for a goat, but I will say this is like reason 3,334 why I don't want goats on my farm. Woo. Yeah, farms always start that way, where it's like, hey, I'm just gonna grow a vegetable garden in a bed, and then you add a little bit more, and you add a little bit more, and you add a little bit more, and then the next thing you know, you're living on a farm in northern Vermont with hundreds of acres and thousands of trees and hundreds of birds and a ton of cattle and dogs and cats, and yeah, you end up like me. So just know that if you plan on starting that garden vegetable bed, that there are risks associated with it all, and it escalates quickly. Now, videos like this actually make me upset because this is not how I feel like cattle should live, where they're held in a bunker and you're just dumping mixtures of whatever feed you got going there for them. Yeah, I don't know. This video makes me sad.
This is how the farmer helps her cow to reproduce.
Sometimes it's hard to get those little calves out. Yeah, you gotta dig deep there. You know, every calf that we've had born here on our farm was a very easy birth. I didn't have to assist at all. But I am terrified of the day when something like this has to go down. Oh my golly, she's just ratcheting that thing out there. Oof. Hey, little barn cat, be thankful that I got you fixed, okay? She's using those ratchet straps like she's tying her ATV to the back of her pickup truck. Whoa, this one's grisly. Oh, man. So one question people often ask for me is, oh, God, no, oh, dear Lord. Oh, God. That was an abscess? That's all pus from an abscess? Oh my gosh. How does it get that bad? It took 3 minutes to drain? And this is why factory farming is horrific. Oh my God. You know, usually people milk cows, not abscesses. My Lord. How many gallons of pus have come out of that poor animal's leg? Oh. Modern day cow tipping right here. Wow. Oh, that's out of control. A lot of people ask me why I don't typically have my cattle hooves trimmed, and because they don't need it. You know, if your cattle are out walking around and on natural ground for the most part, they're not gonna overgrow their hooves. If they're spending too much time on concrete, that's usually when it happens. I mean, it's not to say you won't sometimes have a problem, but you won't have problems like this. Ooh, boy, yeah, no, they're just going to town on that.
After the cows enter the cage, the door will automatically close.
Sometimes I dream of having cattle to milk. Like, I've milked my beef cows before, but I've never actually had a dairy cow on the farm. The thing that always scares me away from wanting to have a dairy on the farm is because it's just so much work. But wow, look how this thing is pretty slick. That's a pretty cool milking machine they got there. They're cleaning the teats. Oh, that's so cool. It just like lines it right up with the laser guiding it in, hooks right to the teat, and then it starts drawing. Oh, that's pretty cool. If I could have a milking machine like this, I would probably have dairy cows.
After milking, the milking area is cleaned with water.
Then it immediately washes. Wow, that thing is cool. I'm very impressed with this machine. I mean, that would make me consider getting milk cows one day if I could have one of those. Well, this has definitely been enlightening. I think I'm gonna go back outside and check on my farm now, because if I look at the farms on the internet, they're a little bit of a scary place.